I always think that starting a business is very difficult. I study medicine, so I don't know about the management of a company, the business idea stuff. What I know is anatomy, medications, those kind of different aspects of knowledge. And I watched a lot of videos on how to start a business and reading books about it. Initially, I always felt a bit irritated or frustrated because none of them talks about what do you actually do in terms of what can be a business idea. And I thought they were just, wishy-washy, like just try to dodge this area. And but after going through a while, journaling about myself, I think the reason why they're not talking about it is because there are unlimited business ideas that you can do. So what I think about business is where you provide values for others, and what essentially you're doing is solving problems. So if we dissect starting a business into four simple steps, first of all is identify problems. So what kind of problems do you want to solve? So for example, if you do photographies, the problem you want to solve for others is that people take bad photos and you want to take amazing photos for them, or drop shipping, copywriting. It doesn't have to be, unique or new or like no one ever thought about it. But as long as it's a problem that you want to solve, you have in your life, and you're willing to learn the skills to figure out the answer for this solution for a problem, then that's the business idea you can start. You don't have to be fixated on it. You can adjust it afterwards. But as long as you got a rough directions, you can start a business. Then second step is to identify your customers. So this is a step that I found challenging at the start because I always admired Hamza. He has such a clear vision and avatar on his customers into like a artistic details. So that's why his videos targeted me and all the other young guys so well because he knows who the message is gonna be delivered to. And I struggle with it because I can't see who's gonna watch my videos or who's gonna, watch my drawing videos. And after contemplating about it, I think we should combine it with step three, which is actually learning a skill. So I think the problem for me in identifying my customer is that I don't have my answers yet, and that's the problem. Hamza had quite a great progress into what he's doing, the self-improvements and getting a good physiques and body shapes. So he at least got some answers already for his customers. But for me, I have none. I'm still developing myself. I'm not in a good shape yet. I don't earn anything from YouTube yet, and my drawing skills is shit for now. So I don't have the answers yet. That's why it's very hard to identify my customers because I have nothing to sell. So the way around it is that I think if you don't have the solutions yet, because you still need to learn the skills for providing the solutions, then the customers is yourself right now. And after knowing this, everything starts to flow easily. Because for me, my customers is me now. Like right now, 2025 Chris is my customer. And the seller, so the person who's gonna provide values to me, is maybe 2029 Chris, who has amazing illustrating skills, drawing amazing illustrations. So what I'm doing now is just documenting my journeys and being on stage three, which is the learning skills process. I would say this is a long, long, long journey because you don't have the answers to your problems yet. So you need to learn it yourself, solve the problems, actually do it, provide some evidence, and then starting to share the solutions to other people. So this is gonna take a while. I remember Alex Hormozi's video says that no one can learn a skill for you. So unfortunately, this is the longest journey or the tough journey of starting a business where you're gonna sacrifice your time into learning the skills or the problems that you're solving. But stage four, which is the selling sections, there are two simple mindsets behind it after reading books. So first of all is influencing the mass. So in the current era, social media is probably the most powerful way of advertising your stuff. So you're making videos, if you watch YouTube a lot, then YouTube will be your main ground of advertising. If Instagram is something that you scroll more, then Instagram is your main battleground. You post contents, document your journeys, what you learned throughout the process. So if you got there, like got to that stage of success in your skills, like a mastery of your skills, and with all these contents that you posted, the journeys that you've been through that is documented on your social medias, it provides an evidence on the effectiveness of your solutions because you went from nothing, like you don't know the solution yet, to having the solutions now. People will trust you more compared to just, show up one day and then tell people that, look, this is my illustrations. Do you want to learn my drawing course? 250 pounds, buy it. There's no reports yet between you and the audience, and there's no evidence of you knowing what you're talking about unless you document a journey. And this leads on to the second mindset, which is value ladder. What value ladder is that you provide free stuff at the start. So free YouTube content, 5-minute videos, 10-minute videos, 45-minute videos. So slowly, you increase the values of your providing, and then you could start your paid courses or like paid course after you done the free stuff to other people. So for example, if I come up to you and then no, for example, if someone comes to me who's really good at art, but then just bring up two, let's say 500 pounds of courses, like, look, Chris, just buy this course and you're gonna be master in art in 2 years' time. I'll ask him to go away because I know nothing about him. I don't know what's his teaching style. He doesn't post anything free for me to observe and see whether that style fits me or not. So value ladders, by providing like simple stuff, free stuff, like 5-minute videos, 10 minutes, 45, and then slowly document your journey. It it allows people to, slowly take the step upwards and then eventually willing to trust you and buy your courses or buy or pay money for the values that you're providing. So currently my business plan is a bit lame. Like it's learning drawing, like become a master in illustrations, creating imaginary worlds where people could have their creative mindset being stimulated. At the same time, I also want to be an established man where I got my financial freedom so I could not be chained towards my 9 to 5 job. I can still be a doctor if I want to, but if I don't want to, and if I decided I want to travel to different places of the world, I could do that too. So these combined together is my general business plan where I'm gonna document my stage three. So learning skills, you'll see a lot of my shitty drawings, like my detours on art journey. And then hopefully in 5 years' time, don't know, 7 years' time, I get to a level where I'm satisfied with and start to summarize what I learned for the past how many years into a course where you could just get to that level soon and fast. Instead of going through like 10 years of self-learning art journey, you could just shrink it down to 2 years. That's the that's probably the biggest values that I can ever think of in a art or like illustrating world. So what you can do now is that bring out a piece of paper and then just journal your life, including what your purpose is, where you want to be when you're 55, 60 years old, as well as what kind of problems do you have in your life. It could be something simple, but just something to start with. Like I want to be good at guitar. I want to be like a solo guitar player, which is pretty good at playing guitar in the kitchen when someone else comes to me and then visit me. Then that's the problem that you have. So learning the guitar will be the stage three, so the learning journey you're gonna go on, and then you can share it and slowly develop your own theory of how to learn guitar, and then summarize it into a value package and then sell it to others. Also, in the description below, I put my favorite video from Hamza, a 4-hour video on combining purpose and business together. That's a YouTube video that I would pay like £900 for it, like more than that. It's just provide too much value for it. Also, reading Millionaire, Fastlane, and Expert.com is a good first step on understanding what business is and what kind of areas to consider when starting your own journey into it. But if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.